If someone from their past should catch a glimpse of the formerly aristocratic Goliteva sisters, they would find two wraiths instead of countesses. That is what Irina thinks as she trudges down the empty Moscow street with her sister Lili to barter their priceless family heirlooms for food at the bazaar. Their stomachs are empty, their pockets even more so, their coats shabby and stripped of most finery since the revolution. Between them, they clutch a large oil painting of Grand-Père Sergei Shabatsky in its gilt frame. They should call him Dedushka. French might have been denounced as a bourgeois language, but their family still speaks it in secret. Their lives are sustained by secrets. That and memories, though those too are best kept hidden. The awkward frame digs into the flesh of Irina's palm, her other hand gripping the handle of a battered old leather valise. From time to time, she stumbles on the uneven pavement with its potholes and cracked stones, shooting her sister an apologetic half-smile, even as Lili swears under her breath about the Bolsheviks' fine efforts at city repair and reconstruction. The street is wide and broad, but dirty and deserted, no longer busy with finely dressed people or magnificent carriages. Aside from a few ragged children with empty eyes, pausing their half-hearted play to watch them, or the distant rumble of a tram or horse-drawn droshky cab, it is unnaturally still. So Irina talks to Lili as nowhere else. Lili is 18 to her 28 years, and Irina doesn't always understand her younger sister. But on the streets, the long years between them blur, and all they have is each other. The clouds hang low and stubby in a bone-white sky, the cold against Irina's biting skin, entirely unreasonable for August. There is no sun. She thinks it may have burnt itself out during the heat and drought of that summer, when the crops failed and famine came for Russia, like the revolution 4 years before, like the Great War 3 years before that. But Russia is synonymous with tragedy, so Irina isn't surprised. When they stop for a rest, she props the painting against the valise and burrows into her coat, feeling for the cameo brooch with the silhouette of their mother that she has sewn into the lining. While Lili cannot abide of such trinkets, as they remind her of a past she'd rather ignore, Irina finds comfort in them. She supposes it's because she's had more of it. She runs her fingers over Maman's worn hair and face, recalling her rare, perfumed embraces, her slight nod of approval at a particularly fine ball gown, significant due to Maman's position as a maid of honor at court. Irina hastily pushes the trinket back into hiding. The thought of a ball triggers one of her dead fiancé. The brooch resides out of sight for a reason. So do the memories. Being former people, they have lost the privilege of fine things, that is, except for their names. To the new Soviet Republic, the Bolsheviks, and the Cheka secret police, they are still Countesses Irina and Lili Goliteva, the people's class enemy as descendants of one of the greatest and most ancient aristocratic clans of an imperial Russia dead and buried, like most of their family. But unlike many former people, Irina's family didn't flee Russia. They stayed in hope of a return to normalcy. Now it is too late. Even if they could obtain papers, how could a household of women and children brave the danger of travel and exile? So here they are, surviving as best they can, living as quietly as is possible for Golitevs. In fairy tales, paupers became princesses, not the other way around. But Soviet Russia is a warped wonderland, where all is topsy-turvy and not what it should be. Irina tries not to look at the neglected buildings as they continue on. Also topsy-turvy, with holes from artillery and machine gun fire, some gutted and burned, others mere craters, black and cavernous like missing teeth. Shops are boarded up and wreathed thickly in cobwebs, most missing window panes. Fragments of glass crunch under their booted feet. Irina feels as if they shouldn't be here. And what will Aunt Marie say when she discovers the painting missing?